Most developers spend weeks trying to figure out 3JS. I did it in an afternoon. I built this fully interactive 3D car showcase website that lets visitors rotate, inspect right in their browser using 3JS without writing even a single line of code. Here's what we are covering today: where to get free 3D models, how to write a prompt that actually gets AI to build what you've imagined, and how to debug as well as understand your code. By the end, you'll have the workflow to build this yourself. Let's get into it. First things first, you need the models. Just head over to sketchfab.com. It's the largest library for free downloadable 3D assets on internet. Thousands of 3D models uploaded by designer and hobbyists, be it car, vehicles, objects, concepts, you name it, and here's where you can find them. Either you can explore these categories or simply go ahead search for exactly what you're looking for. Now in the search bar, I've searched for sports car, and make sure you filter the output by clicking on this downloadable button right here. Now here's a couple of things that you should know about all of these models. First up, you'll be seeing this badge right here. That means these are staff pics. So think of it like a badge of trust that these models are good. Next up, there are a few different signs on the card. First one is this dollar sign, meaning this card or the model is available in the store and is basically paid. If the model doesn't have this dollar sign and it has only this download sign, that means it's free to download and you can go right ahead, visit the page and get the 3D model. Now let me show you one of the model pages. Simply click on any model that you want to visit and it will open up this overlay. You can interact with the model in this canvas right here. You can drag it around, zoom in, zoom out of the model and basically check it out. Also, most of the models would be processed, so in case you want to see the raw model or the model without any post-processing, which would be the original form in which it would appear in your website if you are to integrate it. So simply click on this model inspector and here you'll see a couple of options like wireframing, viewport, etc. So what you want to do is click on this no post-processing view and here's the model without any post-processing. In case you want to change the material, you can do that by choosing any of these right here. Now the options in model inspector might vary model from model depending on what's the actual type of the model, etc. Coming to the most important part, which is to download the model, you simply have to click on this button right here and then you can download it in any form that you'd like, but I usually use JLB format whenever I'm integrating it into my website. So simply go ahead, download a GLB of your 3D model by clicking on this download button. Another trick to get best pics of 3D model is to switch to collections instead of just model, where you can find collections of whatever you're searching for, like this sports car. And then the collection may vary in number of models, which you can see over here. These are the number of models that are added into this collection. So you can go right ahead, check out collections where you'll find model of specified topics only. Like check this out. This one has so many sports car and I don't have to go through hundreds of results to find the best specs. I just get it handy. Now I'm just going to download a few models because I'm creating a car showcase website, meaning I'm going to have more than one model. Okay, so I've downloaded all my models. Now it's time to actually use our Google Antigravity to code this whole website. In case you have not heard about this platform, simply go ahead, download it from antigravity.google. You can choose the installer according to your operating system. Now in here, you're going to open up a folder which will be your project directory. In case you don't have a folder created, you can go ahead, create a new folder over here. And here's what your interface would look like. On your left, you'll have the file explorer where all your project files will be listed. On your right, you have the agent which will manage and create your entire application. And in the center, this is the file viewer where you can open and see any of your files. Now, we are going to prep our directory by adding our models, then a couple of files, after which we are going to prompt the agent to actually create the application. Starting off, we are going to create the models directory. Just click on this new folder button, name the folder models, and then you can go ahead, copy all the models that you have just downloaded into this directory. So I might have gone overboard because I have 7 models, but that's okay. Now the next step is to create an agent.md file. In case you are new to Antigravity and don't know what that is, it's basically a blueprint that tells the AI exactly what to build in detail before it writes a single line of code. If you want to learn more about agent.md and Antigravity in general, you can check out the course on my YouTube page. I'll also leave a link of that in description. Now go ahead, create a called agent.md. The content of this file would be something like this. I've opened up the preview and you can see my file covers the basics. It has the overview of the project, important commands to use in it. Then there's the tech stack which has React, 3JS, GSAP for transition and motion, framers, motion for UI, Tailwind CSS for styling, Lucid React for icons, etc. I would suggest you to follow the same tech stack if you want same results as mine. Next up, I have described all the key sections of my website. Starting off strong, we have the cinematic hero section that has the model showcase. Next up, we have brand story, grid for our features, performance charts, and immersive gallery, as well as a global footer. Up next, I've described the highlighting outputs or outcomes that I want in my website. Lastly, I have non-negotiable rules as well as external references. So, as you can see, I have mentioned design.md, which will be another file that is being referenced in agent.md. So I'm going to add that here as well. And this file covers everything: designing, styling, animation, typography, color palette, user experience, everything. You can skip this step, but when I tell you it will have a massive impact on the output, I'm being serious. Because if you want perfect output, you need to give perfect prompts. With this amount of time spent setting up your project, the rest of the process will go as smooth as a breeze. So here's the moment everything comes together. Let's start by switching the conversation mode from fast to planning, because we are trying to create a low-key complex website. Now for the prompt, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to say build a 3D car showcase website. I'll send this over and check this out. The agent starts by analyzing the agent.md as well as design.md, and it got all the instruction from both of the files. So that's exactly why you spend more time creating a perfect file instead of writing the perfect prompt, because your file is the prompt. Now the agent is asking for permission to run the command, which I have given, and here's why we use planning mode, because it gives you an implementation plan which you can review. It has all the steps that are going to be performed by the agent and a couple of open questions which you can answer while giving the review. In case you want to change anything in your implementation plan or give answers for these questions right here, you can go ahead, click on this comment on this line button, and then leave the answers or changes in this comment box. Add this comment and you can go ahead, click on this send button, which will send all the comments that have been added to your implementation plan. So it will take in that in case you have implied any changes in the implementation plan, then it would go ahead, consider them, and start working on it. Alright, so our website has been built, at least the first draft of our website. So let's go and check it out. Okay, so here's what it looks like, and this is the 3D model that has been rendered. If I want to switch to another model, I'll have to navigate through these buttons right here, and you can see there are some size inconsistency in model because the original size of the model are different. That's why the output is like this. So we are going to fix this, but let's take a look at everything else. This was our hero section. Up next we have our story section, then there's this features, and you can see there has been a theme followed throughout the whole website. The scrolling and interaction has been good so far. This gallery section is also nice, only if it was in a better layout it would look even more engaging. I'll fix that. And then there's this global footer. Overall, the website looks premium on theme, but there are a few issues which needs to be resolved. Starting off with this sizing issue. Now you can ask Antigravity itself to fix it, but it's good to know how you can manipulate your own code and see the response. So let me show it to you. Now this is the prompt. I've asked Gemini to explain the code to me, specifically the files where we can change the size of the model. Also, I've asked it to fix the gallery view on its own and create a better bento grid. Now it's really important that you know your code and you know how to fix it, because usually when you're trying to render 3D model, it depends on the size, camera angle, and so many different aspects that you need to know where you can find your code so that it takes you less time. Because if Antigravity is making changes, it would make changes, then go ahead, use the browser option to see whether or not the model is looking good. I don't know about you, but I don't really like waiting for the results, so I prefer to change my files instead. Now I got the file location where the models have been rendered from, and I'm going to open that. It's in source components, canvas, and car model. Now this is the common file where all of your car models are rendered, but for actual file where we can change the sizing, we need to go to cars.tsx, which is this right here, where it has added the scaling size to each of these parameters, which are our car details. So I'm going to change, but before that I'm just going to minimize the screen and open up the browser side by side so I can see the change in real time. Okay, so here's our first car and I want it to be a bit larger, so I'm going to scale it up to 1.2, and to see the changes I might have to switch to next car and switch back, and now it's looking better. This car is perfect. The third one is slightly bigger for my taste, so I'm going to turn it down to 0.9 or 0.8, and this is what it looks like now, which is much better. As for the last one, it is really out of the view. It's too big. So I just turned it down to 0.1. Actually turned it down to 0.09 and it's looking better. Now that's how you debug and manage your 3D assets in your website. As for the gallery view, the agent has taken care of that and it looks so much better now. Also, our showcase is fully interactive, so if I go ahead, drag around the car, it will move, and I can even zoom in or zoom out in the canvas. So here's what we have: a fully interactive 3D website built absolutely without coding. It's not that Antigravity made it, but the preparation we did made it happen. The agent.md, the visual reference, the structured prompt, all those things. Now you have the workflow, you have the website. It's time to build something worth showing off. Drop a comment on what exactly you are going to build, and I'll see you in the next one.